Hello, everyone. Welcome back to their channel, not mine, theirs. Uh, we're doing another podcast. Yay, I'm a guest. All right, let's go.
Yeah, that was chill. Okay. So today we're doing it about equality because this leads on from the last podcast we did. So we're going to be doing a bit about Sarah Everard and the whole thing to do with that, and then we thought of some other topics which we're going to also touch on.
About all the like hate crimes against men because of it.
Uh, yeah, there's no need for hate crimes. I know the one thing that does annoy me about it all is the whole not all men hashtag that went around at one point. That even I was annoyed by that.
What, the not all
But
men but some men?
Yeah,
yeah, it's well, no, it's the men that were firing back saying hashtag not all men.
Oh, is that
Basically
what it was?
saying,
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, it was. Even I thought that was a bit wrong, to be fair. But at the end of the day, I think all hate crime should stop. It's not a matter about whether it's women or men or race or just stop.
Yeah, that's
Simple as.
yeah.
Just carry on walking.
Thing is, I don't think it's really going to change for now, is it? Like they're trying to change it all overnight, but I don't think it really is because it's been like this for so long,
yeah, it's
and
kind
now
of
they're like, oh, we're going to change it all. But how are they
Yeah,
going
that's
to?
not it.
How are they actually going to do it?
It's not going to change. It's I'll say it's not going to change. I mean, I guess the views on it and the way people might act walking down the street now is going to change, but I don't think it's going to go away. No crime will go away. You can't say, oh, everyone's all right, stop doing murder.
yeah,
It's not just going to stop. People will murder, people will steal, and that's the only downfall about it. People will still carry on.
yeah. What about let's just like move on entirely because we did talk about that last week. Let's do the difference in pay between men and women because that brings up quite a big argument, doesn't it?
That's a big topic.
Yeah.
A big topic. What? So the difference in pay?
Yeah. Even for like the same job, sometimes men get paid more than women for the same thing.
Do you think there should be a difference?
Well, there's no difference. There shouldn't be a difference, and I believe. Oh no, because I feel horrible. I'm sat here in front of a woman, and I don't like it.
Just say what you want to say. We like
Yeah, we
I
don't
don't, I
care.
don't, I don't want to cause any controversy or anything like that. But the whole wage gap is being debunked. That's I know in some ways it's been debunked, I guess. God, I sound like a misogynist. But I guess there's some places where pay is different. A lot of people like to compare male footballers to female footballers, but the matter is, it depends on how much the female league and the male league have earned over time, which is what gets them paid. So that's like, and things like that. So the pay's massively different in sports.
So you don't think
And
they should be paid the same in sports, even if they're at like the same level, but in their
if
own
they're,
things?
yeah, no,
Because
it's
men do
annoying
get
because,
paid more in sports.
yeah, no, men do get paid a lot more in sports, like millions more. If you're in like the Premier League, so you've got like the female Premier League and the male Premier League, but the female one hasn't been around long enough for them to grow financially because it's a private business. So that's why their pay's less. But I think to stop the argument, because even if they're all skilled the same, so I think what they need to do is completely, well, put some of that funding from the males over into the females and hope that would work. Because otherwise, it's just going to be unequal for the rest of time, really.
Yeah, I can see that. What
But
about in like normal jobs, but like
Normal jobs.
because I think what is it in a lot of like mechanical jobs, the men will get paid a lot,
Yeah.
and they get offered like higher qualifications than women as well.
I know a lot of, my girlfriend's dad, he works in Princess Yachts. He's got a couple female co-workers there. Um, but they haven't been, but the way they work it out in that job is the longer you're there, they go up in like tier systems. The longer you're there, the higher tier, which is the higher pay. So that could be some cases, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the figures exactly on the differences if they were around the same time. But I know that a lot of mechanical places do offer higher ranking jobs to men. I know that much.
Because they're more practical, I suppose. So they think that men will be better on it.
Yeah,
But
because men have a biologically bigger physical build,
Yeah.
usually on average than women. So that's why they get offered a lot more higher jobs.
Yeah.
and they get more paid. So it probably always
That
will be
is
like that.
that is one thing I agree with because some jobs
Mm.
women just can't do because of their like physical biology.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
that. So there are some jobs that
and that's where the wage gap comes from, where a lot more women are more in. I don't want to be like stereotypical, but a lot more women are in office jobs or nursing jobs, where there is lower pay to men working in like factories or in like the dockyard and things like that, moving heavy machinery, where it's a more life risking, so it's higher pay, and because of their biological build or biological way they think in life, it creates what seems like a wage gap. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
that's where the whole argument came from originally, and then it's now down to what businesses do with their workers now that caused the wage gap. For example, if you, I'll use Princess Yachts again as an example, because there's a lot more men there and less females. If you compare the women pay to the men pay is going to be a lot higher due to the fact there's low amount of women, and their mentality
Yeah.
is not usually, the average woman doesn't think I'm going to go into Princess Yachts. They think they'll go into nursing, or for like you guys, you've got journalism and just things like that, and it's a lot more different. Like more men go into the army and things like that. Even though there is women there, the pay seems higher due to the less amount. And it'll be the same with office jobs. More women doing it than men, so it look like women got a higher pay when they haven't. I, I guess that's one way of doing it. I'm thinking about it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I mean, it may be stereotypical, but it is true. Like, there's more men
Yeah.
doing that kind of job rather than women. So it makes sense in a way. Like, some people might jump in and say, oh, there shouldn't be like a wage gap sort of thing, but there is quite often a reason for it. It's just looking into it. I don't know, it's controversial, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's very controversial. I hate talking about it because I know I sound like a misogynist sometimes, but I'm not.
your opinions on transgender. So say like if it's
Hmm.
a female to man, would you care or do you think it would matter if they worked at a man's rate? Even in like sports, let's say.
Um, if I was, I guess it's annoying. This one's tough. Like even sports, I haven't figured it out. Now, of course, I know for like a lot of there's been a lot of male participants like UFC and boxing or like martial arts in general that have gone into partaking into female equivalent, and they've completely obliterated the female opponents. Which and even in weightlifting competitions, they're breaking women records
Yeah.
because of, I know they're now female, and I'm happy to class them as female and everything like that. I don't mind doing any of that. It's the fact that even though they may have taken hormone tablets and they've had the change, unfortunately, their build and their strength will always be the same, and that's the downfall of it.
Yeah, it
So I
would seem
guess
quite unfair then to like
it,
everybody else.
it is it's
Yeah.
very unfair unless you're a masculine guy who, well, no, if you're a male but you've got like a feminine side to you before you've transitioned, then I guess there can be some arguments for that. But other than that, it can be quite unfair.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Funny enough, I actually talked about this in one of my lectures the other day, or this week gone, and we still
The
couldn't.
transgender.
Yeah, we couldn't. Yeah, equality in sport, we couldn't
Yeah.
really talk about it without going or seeming offensive at certain points because we're like, well, they're
Mhm.
not built the same,
But
even though they
that's
may be the.
like biologically, that is
Yeah,
quite truthful.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah.
Whether people don't always say it, though. Or
no, no.
they'll
I'm always happy to. I'm always happy to say these things if one person isn't happy to. If I know it's true, I'll say it. So,
Yeah.
well, when asked anyway.
Um, Molly's point. Do you want to say it? The last one that's on the list,
Could
Molly?
do that bit.
Yeah.
So, the next one we had was like about sort of ideologies that you're sort of taught like at an early age about like gender. So like what colours boys should like and what girls should like, and like what clothes you should wear and all that. Like, what do you
Mm.
think about that? Like, do you agree with it or not?
I think
Like, do you think
telling,
a gender to colours or like a gender to a piece of clothing?
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Oh, this is a tough one. Like, if you're right with colors, like boys blue, pinks girls, I don't think that really matters when they're younger. Don't teach, let them like a color. That doesn't
yeah,
matter. I know as a toddler or a young little me, I believe my mum's told me before that I used to walk around with like a toy pushchair and like my own little toy Hoover and things like that, which my dad classed as feminine and I shouldn't have it. But you know, even then, at the time, my dad was trying to teach me no, and my mum was like, "Well, who cares? He's gonna grow up and he's gonna need to push a baby around one day. He's gonna need to hoover
yeah,
around one day." So I don't think any of it matters. But clothing wise, I'm not too sure what to say because I've got my own daughter, and even she, I dress her up in girly clothes. That's what I do. So already that's teaching her, well, this is what you wear and this is what you don't wear.
yeah,
But if she was to make her decision, actually, I want to wear boys' blue baggy jeans and wear a hoodie and top with like a death metal band on it, I'll be like, okay, I
Yeah.
wouldn't
yeah.
care.
You wouldn't care, no.
Would you class
But when
that
the
as like a boy's outfit? Or would you
yeah,
class that as a
I'll try to think of a stereotypical guy. I don't know. It's if she wanted to dress like a guy, dress like a guy. I don't care.
Hmm.
But when she makes those decisions, when she makes those decisions, God, I can't talk.
decisions?
That's it. That's the word. Yeah, decisions. Then I'm alright with it.
Yeah.
But until then, it's
Yeah,
like dress her up. Well, normally, I guess. And then when she makes that decision, then, or if she makes that decision, I wouldn't care.
yeah. I think when you're younger, you can't make those decisions. So people say like when they grow up, that's a hard word to say. When they grow up, like then you can decide
Yeah.
because you don't really know what you want. So,
It's true.
but
No.
I don't know.
And
I
I
think
know it's like a completely off topic. I mean, it's not off topic, but it goes to that thing that everyone's trying to do at the minute with like multiple genders. I guess is like people are trying to say, well, you should have a non-binary baby at birth, even if they have a
Oh
penis.
yeah.
I think that's ridiculous.
I don't agree with
I
That's
really
where I
don't.
draw the line.
Yeah, I
I'm
think that's
like,
going a bit far.
yeah, but how they are up until they can make a decision. It's just down to what you dress them in. It's
Yeah, that's fair. What about like makeup? Because a lot of boys, straight boys, wear makeup and classify that as still masculine. Do you think that's masculine? Because coming from art,
uh,
I'd say that's still masculine.
Yeah, it's more like art to
If a
me.
straight guy wants to wear makeup, I would think, oh, that's just like, yeah, art.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess if he's, I mean, I don't discriminate against any of it. If a straight guy's wearing makeup, he's wearing makeup. It doesn't bother me. But I know a lot of straight guys now wearing uh, nail varnish and things like that all the time. They've got painted
mm.
nails, and which doesn't bother me. It's like, all right, okay, cool. I don't see it as non-masculine. In fact, it's more masculine these days to do so.
Mm.
Even like, I know it's not makeup, but like face mask treatment, things like that. Even I do face masks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I feel like more people do
It's
that now than they
Yeah.
used to. I've noticed that.
yeah, it's nice. I'm not any less masculine than what I am for doing it.
Really?
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, but it's not. I wouldn't care if a straight guy is walking around with makeup. It's if you can do it and still get people, fine. It's masculine. There's
Yeah.
nothing really to say about it. It's who you are. I'll throw out. Oh, fine. I'll throw something out there. It's something to be controversial on your channel.
Yeah.
There's only two genders.
Is that what you believe in, or are you just going to say that for us to talk about?
That statement.
That's a statement.
You think there's two genders, male and female?
Yeah.
I'd say
Although,
I agree.
Huh?
I think I agree. There is just either a male or female, and you can identify as whatever you want to identify as.
But then there's
yeah.
like non-binary and stuff like that, isn't there?
If that's the case, if there's non-binary,
Gender and stuff.
Not attracted to male or female. Is
No,
that
that's like,
non-binary is people who don't identify as male or female,
yeah, they're like
even though
both.
they. Well, I
So
guess
that
if
is
they're,
another gender, isn't it?
yeah,
That
but
would be classed as another one.
they still have the genitalia of the sex that they are.
That's when
there
people
are
say
like
it's more the
also people
mindset.
who like someday they like think they dress up as a girl and they identify like a girl, and then the next day they identify as a guy, like that sort of.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. So it's like whatever they feel that day, sort of thing. It's in the mindset, sort of thing. So
Yeah,
as you say,
yeah,
it's
I
less
mean,
physical, isn't it?
I know it's going to sound quite harsh, and I don't mean it to be harsh for anyone out there who does identify as another gender, but I've always seen it as, you know, if you saw a schizophrenic, right, and they told you that toaster was going to be talking to them, things like that, would you believe it? No, because it's in their mind and it's their mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So why should we believe, what someone who believes that they are another gender? Why should we believe them?
that's
It's in
quite
their
offensive,
mindset.
actually. Yeah, that's quite a good way of putting it.
Mm. Yeah,
I think it's just your perspective on life, then, isn't it?
it is.
I
Yeah,
don't think there's really a right
Yeah.
or wrong in this.
no, people
I'd
believe what
say
they
like
want to do.
physically, biologically,
Yeah,
yeah, there is just
Biological.
yeah. If you're going off that, it's male and female.
you're
Isn't it?
either like male or female, but
Yeah.
in terms of mentally and perspective, there is
There's
more
a lot.
differences.
Yeah, there's more in there. Although, unless it's getting to the ridiculous point where people are like, I identify as a washing machine.
That's when I draw the line.
So yeah, that's what I think. No,
Isn't there someone who I'm
that's
identified as an alien, and they like sculpt their
Yes.
face and like their entire
what
body?
did they?
Yeah,
There's
they
there's
like
people
Oh
out
my
there.
god!
they like ink their entire body and they like
Oh my god!
holes in their skin. Yeah.
No. About the whole 6 p.m. men's curfew thing.
Fuck off.
Oh yeah,
I think that's.
I agree with that.
You know
I
what? I've
don't agree.
seen a meme go around, and I think if you've got me on Facebook, you would have seen it. But the whole, yeah, who's going to tarmac the M25 at midnight when people
Oh
are all
yeah,
in?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw one like who's gonna buy the girls drinks at the pubs and stuff like
Oh my
that.
Yeah.
god!
The whole point is, there shouldn't be a curfew. If there's a curfew on men, a 6 p.m. curfew on men, there should be a 5 p.m. curfew on women so we can have tea ready when we get back.
For fuck's sake. I was just agreeing
That's
with
so
you.
sexist.
There we go. That's another thing then. Do you think women belong in the kitchen
Put
more
in the
than men?
kitchen. Yeah.
No. I'll make jokes. I'm very dark humor based. I'll make jokes, whether it's offensive or not. And no, but I don't think anyone has got a certain role they have to have.
No.
No.
Even if like the man was the stay at home, take care, and then the woman provides, would you believe in that?
I don't mind if there's a reason behind it. Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
Yeah. So, especially if your parents and the mother has got like postnatal depression or something, you could then, she'll want to work and take her mind off it, and the man will stay back. I think that should be fine. And things like that. Or if the man's got a disability and the woman has to provide, that's fine.
You don't really see much of that, do you? Like,
No,
people don't talk
no,
about it.
I don't really think I've ever known anyone who's a stay at home dad and a working mum.
no. They're either broken parents away from each other, or it's the dad that goes out.
Yeah. Wow, this went
Yeah,
deep.
it's mainly.
Yeah, but very deep. Equity versus equality. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Someone start off.
I mean, I don't know if none of you know. I don't know if any of you know what that is.
No,
What does that
that's
mean?
why I said someone
No.
start off.
Okay.
Go on, talk
So
about it.
I guess a good way to picture it is, which is the most, I think it's the most famous image of it online. So picture like a football field, like a local football field. You've got a fence and there's a match going on, and it's like a dad with his two kids, got an eldest and his youngest. He can see over the fence and watch the match. His eldest is just about head height, so he can't quite see over. And then you've got his youngest one who's just can't see anything at all. And that's equality. You're both on the same level, watching the same view, and only you get one person gets to see more, the other person gets to see less. And the whole point of equity is put like a stool underneath the eldest, he can now see. Put a couple stools under the youngest, and now he can see. If that makes sense. So then
makes sense.
you've basically, instead of doing equality, you've done it so there's there is a rule set for different people, but give the same outcome.
Oh, right, okay.
So do you think one of them's right and one of them's wrong?
What do you mean?
Because like if you apply that to real life and say for genders and you try and get like women to the level that men are at, not saying that women aren't, but like and you give them tools to get to that level.
Yeah, I guess
Don't give the men any stools because they're already at that level. Would you say that's unfair?
I mean the men wouldn't receive them surely, because then it would be. I don't know. I mean, I guess the easiest way to explain it in modern day, how it's been used,
Modern
would
day.
be
Modern
modern day. I guess a easier way of explaining it would be women weren't allowed into the military at one point, and they weren't, and so there would never be a high-ranking woman in the army or anything. So they said, all right, fine, equality, women are now allowed in. But of course, people inside the military will now still have the mindset of, well, she's a woman, we're not ranking her any higher. And that's when equity comes in of, well, no, now you have to allow them to rank higher as the same as men. And that's where the equity comes in, because it's like we're giving them an extra push in because they've been absent from the military for so long.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good one.
And
Mm.
and that's how it should be seen. But I guess it won't work all the time. In fact, it could cause more destruction than it does helping. But if in certain uses it works.
Yes.
But yes.
Sorry, there was a silence. Sorry.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Jessie, for being our guest on today's podcast. You've been amazing.
Amazing.
It's been really interesting to see a different perspective on these issues, and yeah, it's been really good to talk about. So we will see you guys next week for a brand new podcast.
Bye.
Bye.